Hello and welcome back to the last and final one of our watch along today, right here in studio. Of course, my name is Naledi Apani, and all my partners in crime are in studio today. Tasmin Granger as well as Tandega Dube. And we'll just be giving you updates of what's been happening throughout that match between New Zealand, who are seeking, to occupy that last and final spot in the semi-finals, and of course Sri Lanka betting, just battling another loss, back-to-back losses, and we'll see if they were able to contain themselves in that top 7 spot and eventually go play in Pakistan in 2025. But let me come to you, girls. I hope you're doing well, first of all.
Oh yes, definitely. I think it's in the right state of mind that we don't cheat each other.
Oh,
Well played,
thank
team.
you.
Here
Thank
we go,
you,
here we
a
go.
woman of your word.
Thank you. I
Oh,
owe nobody, and I'm
yeah.
really hoping, that by the vote of the fans, that I will get a taste too of
No.
what this piece of pie tastes like by the end of
No.
tonight when New Zealand does actually win this game.
We'll see how that one goes. Tandy, I'm happy she kept her word. So we'll just decide if we are sharing with her or not.
Oh yes, and for a moment I thought maybe she was just going to bring one Kit Kat and be like, "Hey,
Break it in
girls,
half.
there you go." I won't lie, the thought did cross my mind.
Oh,
But,
girl.
since I missed the presentation last night as well as this morning, I think it was only right that I do right by you guys
Yeah,
as
no,
well.
you had to.
I don't want
Thank
to
you
be
very
sleeping
much.
with one eye open in the night as well at the end of the day.
I'm gonna eat it right away because I don't know what's gonna happen to it while we're sleeping. So rather you eat it now. But let's talk about that match, man. Today, we all seem to be agreeing that New Zealand will be, securing that final and the last spot in the semi-finals. And we spoke also about the rain, that it might cause challenges for New Zealand, and at least it didn't rain this time around for them. They seem to be having a time of their life, 88 for 2, not too bad. The required run rate, they're actually playing above the required run rate. Current run rate at 6.52. So very beautiful for New Zealand coming into this innings and just trying to chase 171, which can be done really in like 15, less than 20 overs. So Sri Lanka really did not do much in that first innings.
Yeah, I think it's definitely not the biggest total for them to chase, but they wouldn't want to take advantage of the the set of the game. We heard Trent Ball talking at the interval as well between change of overs that the pitch was a lot on the slower side than they anticipated.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be very important that New Zealand keep a level head and don't get ahead of themselves. They've just lost 2 quick wickets. The two guys that were actually in form for them at the crease, Indrach and Ravindra, as well as Dev and Conaway, both of them in the 40s, and they've just lost both of them in the space of about nine balls. They've lost 2 wickets. So I think they wouldn't want to just get ahead of themselves and tell themselves the job is done. Still about 84 runs needed. And I can tell you something that 84 runs can become a mammoth of a total when you find yourself with number 7 and number 8 at the crease.
Yeah.
And not every team has a Glenn Maxwell down the bottom of the order that's able to come out there and do the most to take on whatever's going on. So I think they want to keep ahead in going into the last push of the game as well.
Yeah.
Kane Williamson out there right now. He's got Darren Mitchell at the crease with him. And Kane Williamson's been excellent, regardless of the fact that you see his thumb is heavily padded up. He looks like his thumb is wearing its own outfit on the field today. I think that's what it takes to be a captain. That's what it takes to be a leader. To show guys, yes, we hurting. Yes, everything's not going out okay, but I'm sticking my neck. I'm sticking my thumb.
Oh,
Kane Williamson.
literally this
I'm
time
sticking
around.
my thumb out here for you guys. So I think they just want to keep a level mind and not just get too ahead of themselves and think that the job is done until it's done.
But I mean, it would seem like the job is almost done, but we'll see how the captain will be doing in Kane Williamson. But of course, we have to talk about Rasheen. I was looking at him to be one of the key players to at least score a century in today's match. Considering that he's actually tied up with Sachin at this point in time, the most runs. Well, before this match today, so he managed to get in his 40s, 42 of 34 deliveries. So not too bad for Rasheen Ravindra in this match.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's been in great form. He's in great touch for New Zealand as well. And I think, it's not the worst score coming out with 42 of just 35 balls. He did go in there as, you know, an opening batter and have a good starting partnership with the likes of Devin Conway as well. You know, their open wicket partnership was way higher than any partnership created by Sri Lanka thus far in their innings today. So, you know, not the worst thing. You know, they had an 86 run partnership with just 74 balls. So what's important is not just the personal milestone, but where and what position you leave your team in when you walk away from the crease. I'm sure both of them would be disappointed for not at least crossing the 50 mark, you know, and getting half a century. But they have laid the foundation for New Zealand quite well to be able to have the likes of Kane Williamson and Devin Clark, Tom Latham, all those guys be able to come in and just finish the over if need be.
And they'll be playing against India, if I'm not mistaken, in the semi-finals. So that's definitely not going to be an easy one at all for them.
No, definitely not. And we know what happened between New Zealand and India in the group stages.
Yeah.
We know what happened. So it's something that will play on their minds that they got this close but didn't cross the line type this close. Sorry. So I think it's definitely going to leave for a very interesting semi-final, you know. Yes, they booked their place. Maybe it's still a bit of a threat from Pakistan, depending on how they play against England. So it may be a done deal, but not a done deal. If Pakistan come out there and score a mammoth of 400 plus against England and get them within, say, just 120, 150 runs on the board, their net run rate is quite significant as well. So a big task at hand for Pakistan as well at the end of the day. But it's looking pretty safe for New Zealand as of now because the England of the past 3 days, like, looks like they had Glenn Maxwell falling off the couch and want to pick up the rest of the guys from the hospital. You must have met up with them in the hospital. You're like, guys, your team's not good. You guys to come back and actually save your team. And they're like, okay, cool. We got this. We got this. So definitely, you know, something to just look out for. It may not be the easiest game as well for Pakistan this weekend.
Absolutely, and I saw jokes flying around on social media saying that Baba Azam is probably just watching this match, saying, there goes our chances of making it to the semi-finals. And of course, he would think that. I mean, the entire team also thinks that. But like you're saying, that it's not over, it's not done. So that will also depend on how they play against England in that match. But there is a name that I'm looking to see, you know. I'm one of the best wicket takers. I'm so surprised that in the 2 wickets that have fallen so far, his name is not there. I mean, it's just 7 wickets away from being the highest wicket taker in a single ICC. So do you think we could maybe be seeing him just take at least 3 in this one, considering this might actually be the last match? How many games did they play so far?
This should be the last one.
Yeah. So there's no chance to actually just get 7. But in this match, if he does get that, it would be not only historic, but breaking records and being the highest to ever, you know, have the most wickets taken.
You know, I think if he doesn't actually end up taking a wicket today, this will be his second game this World Cup out of 9 matches that he doesn't take a wicket. And I've been mentioning this over and over and over and over and over again that teams do matchups. Teams go back and they do reviews on each individual and see what's going on. And I'm pretty sure New Zealand would have come out with a plan today to play
definitely.
You know, he hasn't entirely been hit for the most runs, but he hasn't taken a wicket either. They look like they've just been comfortable enough to nudge him around for the 1s and 2s. If he's put it in a hitting zone, guys are just taking him on, and he then has to adjust and recompensate for his length as well. So they probably have a plan. They probably would have told each other, you know what, fuck this guy. He's cruising at the top of the rankings, and we're not about to keep him up there. If one of our guys, Saudi or whoever it may be, Mitch, gets his chance to climb the rankings, let Mitch climb his rankings. But we're not out here giving Madi Shankar any easy wickets today.
And it seems like he will not be getting any, you know, easy wickets. I mean, New Zealand seem to be going strong, 99 for the loss of 2. So far, all they need is just 73 runs in 35.2 overs. So we still have the overs and more than enough time, honestly, to score. I feel like they can score the 73 in like 10 overs or even less.
Yeah, you know, it will be great for them as well in terms of their net run rate because they're still wanting to be climbing as well. In the instance that Pakistan, I don't know if they're going to call rain gods this round or what it is they're calling upon. Maybe some serious winds that are going to shake the ball around for England. But you never know with Pakistan.
I mean, they just need to tell us.
So I think, they usually go the way, quite a few of us, but they wouldn't want to lose too many wickets as well. and look like there's fault in their performance. Because, like you said, securing a semi-final spot means they will face India. So they just probably want to go through their processes, keep to being the plan, keep to whatever their intended plan is for today, and go through their processes and tick their boxes so that they too themselves into the semi-final with that bit of confidence as well.
Yeah, just before I bring it to Tandy, I know that we have you for very limited time here. You've got things to go and deal with. Just in terms of key players now for New Zealand in that betting department, we've seen a guy that really just knows how to get the runs for them. And Rasheen, he's already out. You've got the captain who also, I'm not sure if it's not too good because he's only scored 2 runs in 6 balls. So not too good for the captain.
No, not at all. You must understand that this is 50 over cricket and not T20. In T20 cricket, it's a problem for you to face too many dot balls. But in 50 over cricket, he could be on 10 runs or 30 balls. But if he hits 3 sixes, that's automatically 18 runs in 3 balls plus his 10. That puts him on to 28 in just the likes of 23 balls. You know what I mean? So that's the joy of 50 over cricket. You have time to recover, being at your strike rate. But what you don't want to do is lose a wicket at a point in time when your team needs you to be stabilizing and rebuilding. And maybe in the instance, even he was still at the crease of Dronacharya Awardee, maybe Devin Conway, then he would have freedom to tee off. But you've got 2 new batsmen at the crease right now, and you don't want to keep losing wickets, because that's what causes clusters. Because everybody's coming out here wanting to smash the ball, and no one's actually taking the time to pace the innings and find the rhythm.
Yes.
So I don't even fault Kane, not even one bit. He's got the likes of Daryl Mitchell next to him. He's currently on 14 8 balls. He's not seeming to care, Mitchell. He's just going about his business, doing what he feels is right at this current time. In this past over, he hit a 4 against Chamera and he hit a 6 as well. So he's like, you know what, Kane, stick around, bro. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. And if it goes bad for me, at least I know you're still out here and you're still at the crease. Definitely.
Let me just bring it to you, Tandy.
I was just thinking right now, looking at this match, right? What happens if it starts raining? Will it be on the New Zealand side this time, or it's one of those
less
method?
So what actually happens in this instance? They need to at least have played. Well, they're nearly there. They need to at least have played 20 overs for a decision to be made by APIs. And what actually happens will be they will go at the pass score of whatever Sri Lanka scored, given the amount of overs they faced and whatever the instance is, as well as at the current stage where New Zealand is. And it's a mathematical equation. I will lose you guys in the numbers and formulas if I even try to start explaining.
Don't worry, explain it.
So
I know they want to know as well.
So they basically go by the amount of overs factors considering the amount of wickets you lost. So it's basically 2 things that count: overs and the wickets in hand. The more wickets you've lost, the higher the pass score. Pass score is the ever-changing score, or whatever the rank comes down. Overs are deducted, overs are affected. So at this current stage, I'd like to believe, because the required run rate is probably somewhere around 1.86, and they're going at 6.89. So I'd like to believe that New Zealand is actually way ahead on DL's pass score. So what they don't want is to lose wickets, because the biggest killer when you are banking on DLS based on a rain delay is wickets. The more wickets you lose, the more runs go up. Sometimes by 2 runs, sometimes by 5, sometimes by 10 even, depending on what point in situation and stage you are at the game. So what they wouldn't want to do right now is lose wickets. Chip away at the score, that's all good, but don't lose wickets. That's the main key for them right now.
And they've only lost 2, so this means it'll be on their side.
They would be safe by this stage, I'm sure.
And also, I'm just seeing here everyone just posting around the way that Trent Bolt performed today. Seems like he has managed to become the first New Zealand player to reach 50 wickets, and it shows that such people still exist, and it's not like all lost cause for New Zealand. Do you think they'll manage to survive at least the semi-finals?
Yeah, I want to let you know that New Zealand has been in every 50 over World Cup semi-final for the past 10 years of cricket.
Okay.
This will tell you the quality they've been producing. Since 2003, they have been to every semi-final of the ODI World Cup.
Wow.
they've been producing quality for as long as you can think of.
Yeah.
And just seeing Trent Ball come out today and have a great time, I was very impressed. I watched the game on the TV as well, and I got a chance to see not a lot of very lift armors are able to swing the ball in the air and get into the ball to see him coming off the ground. A lot of the times it just follows the natural angle their arms coming around. And people brilliantly for me today. It's not very often throughout this World Cup. I bet you can dig if I'm wrong, but there's no other seam bowler that has bowled 3 maiden overs. A maiden over in the sense that not even one run was scored off it as well.
Yeah.
So that's brilliant. If we have to bring Chris Mpofu on this show today, I'm sure he would reiterate and keep talking about 3 maiden overs.
Yeah.
Because seam bowlers are not allowed that freedom these days. With the spin, it's a lot easier, for them to bowl a maiden because they have to negotiate. Batsman has to negotiate your turn. They have to negotiate the speed at which the ball is coming in, the height gradient coming to them when it was tossed, whether it was flighted out to them. How slow is it, and how slow is the pitch going to make it after it hits the ground? Whereas a seam bowler is running 35 meters, coming in, bowling at 142 k's, that's a guarantee. Even if he's bowling a variation ball, be it a leg cutter, an off cutter, a slower ball, he's still within the 100-kilometer range.
Yeah.
And we have to say, quick eight comes, quick eight goes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Physics.
it goes back.
Yeah,
Physics, yeah, for real.
when you hit the ball, hitting the ball off someone that bowls slower, that's down to you and your power.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Hitting the ball versus somebody that it's flying at you, you literally just need to get into line and it's gone.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of the times you see they'll put a slip out behind the keeper.
Yeah.
Because somebody plays a false shot, it hits the edge and it's gone. Even if there's a fielder down at third man or a fielder down at fine eight,
It's just gone.
it's flying.
Yeah.
It's already flying long ago. Plus, you want to put a point of deviation. It's going to keep flying. It's not about to slow down at all.
Yeah.
So, I think it was brilliant from Paul today. He took 3 for 37. He's got 3 maidens within 10 overs. And he's averaging under 3.7 economy, which is crazy. We've seen team bowlers this far going under 6s, and we've been praising them for it. So I think he definitely deserves the recognition he's getting today for those bowling figures.
Oh, yes. And also, I'm seeing the batters for Sri Lanka, the way they perform. Only one person managed to close that a half a century boundary. So, does it mean the struggles against New Zealand, or it was just a mental thing? That the moment you see one person is going out, that means one next, and
yeah, I think the intent they came out with this is the Sri Lankans was definitely great, but the application plan wasn't the best option. Kusal Pereira just played his national game. He is a big hitter. That's what he does best. He hit 94s. We added it up earlier, and he hit 2 6s. That already alone is 48 runs just for boundaries.
Yes.
Before you consider the fact, so that means he only scored 3 singles because he came out on 51 runs.
yeah. So the boundaries are now getting smaller by the time.
No, I think it was just the approach which came in today.
Oh yeah.
If they went about their business like how Tekshana and Madishanka went about it, Tekshana today faced 91 balls, 48 not out. That was the highest amount of balls faced by any person throughout the whole team.
Yeah.
You see, him and Madishanka as well built up a partnership for themselves. Give me 1 second. Somewhere in the 40s, if I'm not wrong. 87 balls. This is the 10th wicket partnership.
Yeah, it's 43.
The 10th wicket partnership. The previous highest 10 wicket partnership was 33 runs, and that was in 1983, maybe.
So see that we still even have to go back to remind ourselves when did
I
this
wasn't
happen.
born.
Oh.
I wasn't born. That I can guarantee. But I think it was good from Tekshana and Madishanka because they simply came out there and showed everybody that they batted ahead of them, being number 1, number 8 ahead of them, to say, look, guys, it's not that surface you weren't able to bat on it. You guys just gave it away.
Yeah.
You simply gave it away. If you give the likes of Madishanka and Tekshana the shot selection that probably Angelo Matthews has, or Chamitha Salanka has, or any of those guys from the top, if you give them the shot arsenal and the decision and the ability to pick lid and do all those things, as well as the top order has, they would have had a way bigger partnership today between the two of them. But what they simply came out to do was show the guys at the top of the order to say, it's not that it wasn't a great batting surface, It's not that it was impossible. You guys just didn't do it right.
Sure.
That's awesome. Deep analysis, right?
And I really I love, you can just see even the passion. She speaks so passionately about, the sport and the players and just everything that involves cricket. I love that, and I know that our viewers also any more that you'd like to add?
We can continue.
Cool. We'll come back to that match. Just before we let you go, because I know that we only had you for like 20 minutes. We've surpassed that 20-minute mark. But there is a match tomorrow, South Africa, Afghanistan. Afghanistan just looking to obviously get in the top 6, the top 7 for 2025 in Pakistan, South Africa. What are they playing for in this match? Would this be a match whereby they need to fix their errors in that big chasing? This has been like an ongoing conversation, an ongoing topic for them throughout this entire tournament.
Yeah, Afghanistan, if they take a visit to probably the Pakistan dressing room, not too sure they want to invite them welcomely at this stage, but get a few tips on the rain guards and maybe wind and atmospheric pressure. Afghanistan and Pakistan both sitting on 8 points as well right now. A win against South Africa and a big win and a big
huge
crash from Pakistan, maybe not so much of a big win from New Zealand today, could possibly find them squeezing into the semi-finals. A lot of big possibilities.
And also relying on other teams to drop points as well.
Definitely. But yeah, I think that I take nothing away from them. They've had a brilliant campaign for me. They've gone from the team that were just known as T20 specialists to the team that have shown that they are adaptive.
Yeah.
They are able to rotate and change their game in the way that it needs to be sorted as well. So for them, I think for Afghanistan against South Africa tomorrow, it's going to be a Afghanistan changing room. Look, guys, you've done well enough.
Yeah,
it's not the end of the road. The Champions Trophy to still look forward to. Hell, we could even just cause a bit of an upset and beat South Africa.
Exactly. Everything to play for.
Why can't we do it as well? And what a better way to stake your claim in the ODI world's greats by beating a team that's already in the semi-finals.
Exactly.
I think you flip the coin and you look at the South African side of it. They haven't been the greatest chasers so far. I'd like to see them, win the toss and opt to chase against Afghanistan tomorrow. Solidify their game. Anybody that's questioning the fact that South Africa suck completely out of this tournament if they are chasing. I'd like to see them come out and chase tomorrow and prove everybody wrong.
Yeah.
I'd like them to come out there and say, look, guys, yeah, we haven't had the greatest recipe, but we've taken ingredients from the first game. We've taken ingredients from the second game. We lost chasing. And this is what we've come up with. This is what we're baking for you guys in the semi-final. If you think that, we're going to lose it as long as you win the toss and send us in to have a ball first, this is what's waiting for the type of situation,
Oh, definitely. And I think also, there's players in that squad as well who also have everything to play for. Themba Bavuma, an opener who really has not just been getting the runs on the scoreboard. He's yet to reach at least 50 runs on the scoreboard. Would you say this would also be a great challenge for him to just prepare for the semi-finals?
I'm pretty sure he's a captain. Maybe he may not be doubting his abilities, but definitely doubting his form. And it would be a good game for him to come out and show guys to say, look, you maybe think that I'm done, but I'm here, guys. In every sense of the word, I'm here. I'm still here. I'm still the captain of this team. And I have the ability to play these innings. Prior to this World Cup, he had a great year last year. He had a great year leading into this year as well, Bavuma. And that's just the way it is. You're on form, you're off form. You're on form, you're off form. You can't just stay on all the time, I'm pretty sure even a light bulb that stays on is bound to fuse at some point in time before you change the globe again. So, if it would, like you said, it would be definitely a good game for them as well to take the claim. I'd like to see maybe them even take a few changes out of their squad, rest a few guys and bring a few guys in off the bench that haven't entirely had a great run so far in the tournament. Regardless of the result for them right now from this match, they are through to the semi-finals already, and it would be an experience for some of the guys that have this the bench to feel what the pressure of the World Cup is. It's not just any other series. It's not just a series played in India. It's the World Cup at the end of the day.
And of course, the fact that they even made it to the World Cup squad surely speaks about the quality of players they are. So they deserve, just to be given a chance. Yeah. So thank you so much for your time. I don't know if there's anything you'd like to add because I see you wanna add.
It's more of like trying to ask myself in this confusion I have here. All along, I've been thinking that New Zealand should have played first so that they could have a higher net run rate, right, in terms of if they win the game. But in this case, where they are chasing, how will the net run rate increase, or like comparison, where do you really gain more points when it comes to the net run rate?
So yeah, usually you do gain them if you have a bad first. But regardless of the fact that they didn't bat first and they both lose, it's going to go down to how many wickets they lose at hand, as well as in how many overs they complete the game.
Okay.
That will still have an effect on their net run rate as well. We know the reason why they actually opted, I'm assuming, to have a goal today was because of the rain factor.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
because Pakistan is not playing, the rain doesn't come
Doesn't
down.
rain when it was predicted to heavily rain, thunderstorms.
Yeah, you know what? Because Pakistan is not playing today, the rain is like, save me for Pakistan versus England, you know.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys there.
For me.
Thank you so much for your time, Tasman. But as that game will be playing tomorrow, it is a battle of number 2 and number 6. Like you said, that Afghanistan are just playing for a spot in the top 6 and also just to cause an upset against South Africa. But for South Africa, they'll be taking this one as a test match to prepare for the semi-finals. But just looking at the semi-finals, though, if things remain as they are and New Zealand is to face India, of course, South Africa will be playing Australia. But it's definitely not going to be an easy one at
No,
all.
definitely not. But they did it in the group stages.
Yeah.
They have a clue about what's going on at the top. I'm curious to know what state Maxwell will be in that semi-final. You know, he has shown that he can steal a game. He for me this World Cup, I'd like to call him the
Oh,
because,
definitely,
he
100%.
went against an entire run predictor and win projector, and he was just like, so what? Yeah.
I can do it and I'll do it. And so,
Yeah, definitely. You know, so I think it will be interesting as well to see what happens with them. You know, South Africa will have to obviously definitely rest a few people so they are fresh for that game as well. But there's also the 2-day gap in between that allows the entire team to rest. So maybe they won't need to rest anybody in match coming up this weekend. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. You know, the semi-final lineup is just it's looking great for me right now.
it's looking so great and so exciting because you're looking at that India, New Zealand. India really beat New Zealand so hard. And Australia also beat South Africa. Sorry, South Africa beat Australia in that one. So obviously, I believe that a team shouldn't lose to the same team twice in the same tournament. So it'll be interesting to see how they will be looking to bounce back.
Yeah, definitely. I'm with you on that one. Let's wait for the weekend.
Yeah.
Let's see what comes up, you know. And I'm looking to make some chocolates back. So let's just see how it goes.
We'll just keep this one for now.
No, I'm definitely gonna chow this one. That's for sure. Yeah, I just wanted us to talk about that match. Just a quick update as to how it's going in the other side. Now, New Zealand need 42 runs. We still have all the time in the world to move into the past that they are currently at 131 for the loss of 3. Let's see who's just got out. Oh, Captain is out.
Yeah, you see, this is what I was talking about. This is the fact of they need to win it and win it with as many wickets in hand as they can.
Yeah.
But they still need to win it with a lot of overs on this side as well.
Yeah.
If they want to push the Indian run rate anywhere further away from Pakistan.
Oh my gosh.
So that's why I say they need to go through their processes. They need to get to the stage where they're not rushing to finish the game at a high risk, but finish the game and finish it well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll see how they finish that match. If the number of wickets will remain as they are. But thank you so much for your time, and we do appreciate you. Hopefully, you'll come back, for chocolates. I don't know when. That will depend on who gets it wrong, on the bet. So I think it would be interesting how we predict tomorrow's match because on today we are all clear. We're giving it to New Zealand. We don't owe anyone. So yeah, that is where we are leaving it for today. We'll be back for that important match for Afghanistan tomorrow. South Africa up against Afghanistan. Thank you so much for tuning in.